Yes, I dyed my hair, and yes, I now look even paler in comparison. I'm aware. Hey besties, and welcome back to another Sustainability Sunday, where on Sundays, I teach you how to live life a little bit more sustainably without hugely changing your way of life or breaking the bank. I think it goes without saying that the winter holidays are quite commercialized and not very sustainable. And let's be like super realistic for a moment. Christmas is burnout season. If you follow me for a while, then you know I'm actually Wiccan and I actually celebrate Yule, but my husband celebrates Christmas, so I celebrate with him. So I feel the Christmas burnout. There is enough burnout just from the season in general. You don't want sustainability to add more to it. So how can we be sustainable? Wait, before we get into it, I recently found out the vast majority of people that watch my content aren't actually subscribed to me. If you could just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, I'm trying to make it to 10K by the end of the year, and you can help me make my holiday wish come true. Now that's out of the way, let's get into it. How, when you already have no energy and you're already burnt out, can you make sure that you are being sustainable, especially where holidays are involved? You don't want to add any pressure to your life, because if you think that sustainability is just adding pressure, then you're not going to live sustainably. Let's start by talking about what sustainability is not when you're burnt out. When you're burnt out, sustainability is not perfection. I'll be honest, you don't have to DIY gifts. You don't have to. You don't have to buy all the eco-friendly products. If people in your life aren't also seeking a sustainable lifestyle, you don't need to get them more sustainable gifts. You don't need to make sure that every single factor of your holiday is sustainable. And for the parts that aren't, you don't need to guilt yourself over it. What is some simple Christmas sustainability? First, using what you already have. If you have the energy to do DIYs, go for it. I'll show you some of the ones that I'm doing to gift to people later on, but we're gonna get into that. But use what you have, buy less. If you are buying gifts, buy them secondhand if the person won't be offended by that. Get gifts off the Buy Nothing page. I've done that for this year. I'll show you that later on too. But again, know your audience. For example, if you have a grandparent that would be genuinely offended over getting a secondhand gift, don't get them something secondhand. It's one thing if it's a sibling or a partner and they know that you're a secondhand type of person and they would appreciate, but you know, grandparents, parents, they can be a little bit more old school. Just keep that in mind when it comes to secondhand gifts. But sometimes, ways to be sustainable, choosing the convenient option, even if it's not more sustainable, because then you have more energy to put into other sustainable practices. Sometimes it's just resting and not doing everything. Now, what am I doing for Christmas that's more sustainable? Spoiler warning for those in my life, you might see some of what you're getting for gifts, so be aware. We still have some of the leftover centerpieces from our wedding, and I know at least a handful of my bridesmaids have asked me about them because they were interested in them. We DIY'd some trivets and they're really cute. That's going to be in their gift, along with we have these CDs that we made, long story. We got our wedding photos back, some Dollar Tree picture frames with pictures of me and my bridesmaids, or my husband and the groomsmen. Simple, sustainable. We had these picture frames for our RIP table. And yes, I'm covering my friend's face. Honestly, I'm taking a bunch of these and I'm removing this from the back and I'm attaching a magnet. And I'm turning these into fridge magnets. I'm keeping a few of them, but like a lot of them, we're just going to put cute photos in them. Honestly, just gluing a magnet onto that, very simple DIY. That's a DIY that I have the energy for. My mother has been telling me for months that she wants a printer, and I saw this posted on our local Buy Nothing group. So I got it for her. She already knows that I grabbed it for her because I sent it to her first. She said she couldn't go pick it up, so I said never mind, and I got it for her. So she already knows it's coming, so I don't feel bad saying this. She's been wanting a printer. Someone posted one on a Buy Nothing group. It was meant to be. I found a recipe online to DIY a dough to make pet paw print ornaments. I am in fact going to get a mold of Pip's paw print and make 20 million of them and put them everywhere. Everyone's getting Pip. Everyone's getting some type of remnant of Pip. Oh, but Maya, how is all that sustainable? How is doing a paw print of your cat more sustainable? I'm literally using baking soda and I think flour was the other ingredient, something like that. That's it. Super simple, and I'm not going out and buying stuff. But those aren't the only sustainable things I'm doing. Do you see this paper bag? The bag's actually kind of full because I just went to a thrift shop, but Do you see this paper bag? Do you know what paper bags are really good for? Cutting this open and wrapping gifts in it. I also use newspaper to clean the glass in my house, like all the mirrors, the windows. If I had extra newspaper, boom, wrap a gift in newspaper. If it's something you already have, it takes zero effort. And honestly, especially when it comes to paper grocery bags, it's significantly cheaper than buying wrapping paper because generally the paper grocery bags are free. Yeah, I think that like Aldi charges 5 cents per bag, but the other grocery stores around here, they're free. But then also, downsize. You don't need to buy everyone a million gifts. For my husband, we're mostly doing small stocking stuffer-y type gifts. Although I have enough to fill like 3 stockings with stuff for him, but we do a lot of consumables. Snacks that we love but we don't buy all the time. That's what I like to give him a lot of in his stocking. I feel like stockings are for consumables and for personal care items that you have to buy for yourself, but they're not fun. So you know, deodorant, toothpaste, razors, that's what goes in the stocking. And consumables. Nothing super over the top though. I have gotten him some things that are a little bit extra, but for everyone else, nothing super over the top. Small, simple things. And then one of the biggest things, not going over the top with decorating. So many people get all of these decor items that they go out for one season and the next season they buy all new ones. We don't do that. I have had the same Christmas tree since I was 19 years old. It is a 4-foot tall, pre-lit pink Christmas tree that I got from my old retail job at the end of the season one year. It's nothing amazing and nothing that can't live without it. But it's our tree. I've had it since I was 19. Other than that, what Christmas decor do we have? None really. We put up our tree and that's pretty much it. We are more Halloween people than Christmas people in this house, but I don't like the idea of putting up decor that you only keep up for like a month. I will say we do have string lights that we change out based on the season. We have orange ones during the fall and we switch them out to blue for the winter. It's not technically Christmas decor, it's just we seasonally change the color of our string lights. But decor can end up being just straight up waste. We're letting our Christmas meal be simple. We have a few items that we've gotten down to a science by now. I make a vegan loaf. I make it for Thanksgiving and for Christmas every year. We make oven roasted potatoes. My husband loves my stuffing, so I make stuffing for Christmas as well. We make some broccoli. We literally make Christmas simple. Why go above and beyond when you really don't need to? Make food that you know that you like and will be eaten, as opposed to being like, oh, like this is traditional. He wants ham. My husband eats ham for Christmas every year. He's having his ham. Obviously I won't touch it, so he's getting a smaller ham instead of a giant one. Don't get food that you won't eat just because it's traditional. That will create food waste if you're not going to eat it. On that note, if you are going to be by yourself, don't shame yourself for getting takeout. Oh, it's not sustainable to get takeout. That's fine. I have said it before and I'll say it again, there is nothing better than Chinese food on Christmas. There was one year that everybody was sick, so we did not do a single thing for Christmas, and you know what I did? I got Chinese food and I lived my best life. Truly, my vegan and gluten-free fried rice with a scorpion bowl was everything that I dreamed of for that Christmas. When we serve dinner, we don't have serving dishes. Do you know what we serve out of? Our Pyrex. Do you know why that works? Because then, when there's food left over, we simply put the lid on the Pyrex and put it in the fridge as is. Why would I go out and buy serving dishes when I have my Pyrex? I know it might sound dumb and you might be like, oh, serving dishes are a better option. Listen, I'm in a small apartment. I don't have that type of storage space. So we're gonna use our Pyrex. I don't have the good china that we're breaking out. We're using our normal plates because we have them. They exist. We don't have enough chairs for everyone that comes over. That's an unfortunate fact. So you know what I'm doing? We have 2 folding chairs. Still doesn't make it to be enough. And then I have an outdoor camping chair. I'm just gonna sit in an outdoor camping chair for dinner. Oh, why are you gonna sit in an outdoor camping chair? That's not comfortable. Listen, I love my outdoor camping chair, okay? I could bring my desk chair out. I'm choosing not to do that. I love my outdoor camping chair. It is from No Frills in Canada and it says chair for sitting on it, and I am obsessed. And if anyone knows No Frills and their yellow line of just miscellaneous items, I love my chair for sitting. This might sound obvious and really, really stupid, but we tend to be a BYOB type of household, mostly because I can't drink many beers because I'm gluten-free. My husband doesn't drink at all. I don't drink much and I can't have gluten regardless. When we have people over and they bring their own beers, we specifically tell them, just leave it next to the sink. Just leave it next to the sink. Do not touch it. Just leave the empty bottle or can next to the sink. Not everybody recycles. So please leave it next to the sink. We will recycle it. Simple, little, not really much of anything, but does make a big impact. Also on that note, we don't have bottled water. We have a water pitcher with a filter, which I know a lot of people don't like that, but you know, it is what it is. This is actually gonna be a very hot take, and I know it is, but we don't put down a tablecloth or placemats. Do I wish that we did? Yeah, actually, we have a really nice solid wood table, and I do kind of wish that we protected it, but we don't have tablecloths or placemats. Could I go and grab a sheet and put that over the table? Yeah, but is that really the best option? Probably not. I could run out to Dollar Tree and buy a $1 tablecloth that'll last me one use. But is that a good option? Normally, we would not use napkins. However, we still have a lot of napkins left from the wedding. So yes, we will use up the napkins, but if you don't have napkins, bet you don't need to give people napkins. You know what I always have a lot of though? Dish towels, microfiber towels, any type of towel. People can use reusable towels instead of napkins if you don't have a bunch of napkins to get rid of. That's what we would normally do. And then most importantly, if you are already burnt out, the most sustainable thing that you can do is say no. Say no to extra commitments. Say no to going places. Say no to gift exchanges with people if you don't have the money or you don't have the emotional ability to DIY a gift for them. Say no when you just can't. It's not a bad thing to say no. In fact, it's good to know your boundaries. It's good to know what you can and cannot do. Do not be afraid to say no. It's the most sustainable thing that you can do. Why? Because then you have the energy and the effort to do other sustainable things. That's pretty much it. We don't really go above and beyond for Christmas. We really see no reason for it. I feel like Christmas is really for the children. So if you are also trying to do Christmas more sustainably, you don't need to put out all the decor. You don't need to spend all this money on gifts. You don't need to go out and buy different wrapping papers for different people. Just take your TV and find a Christmas themed screensaver or play Christmas specials of TV shows to get you into the Christmas spirit if that's what you want. Make a simple meal like you would normally make. Make something that you know is going to be eaten. You really don't need to go above and beyond for Christmas. I know the Christmas magic isn't really there anymore. It hasn't been in quite a few years. I would kind of say since malls stopped really being a thing. But take a deep breath. I know that you're in burnout. Take a deep breath. You can do this. It's supposed to be a day that you gather with your loved ones. It's not supposed to be about gifts, even if that's what it's become. Just take the day to spend time with people that you care about. If you're not able to be 100% sustainable, that's fine. Nobody will judge you for having some things in your holidays that aren't 100% sustainable. But the holidays also don't have to be a waste pit. And if you have a friend that you know is spending the holidays by themselves, reach out to them and invite them over. Nobody should have to be alone on holidays. And if you are that person that's going to be alone on the holiday and you don't want to ask your friends for an invitation, enjoy your time alone. I know that sounds stupid, but I've been that person before. Turn on your comfort show. Get Chinese takeout. Curl up in a ball on your couch, watching your comfort show, eating your fried rice, and live your best life. Because how often do you have moments of just absolute peace like that? Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below and let me know, what one thing do you do when you're burning out to still have a more sustainable holiday? Or just in general, what is your favorite holiday sustainability hack? If you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every Wednesday, Sunday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Sundays are sustainability Sundays. So if you're into sustainability content, come around here on Sundays. We have fun. When you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell. Otherwise, YouTube will never tell you when I post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. Also, while you're at it, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps to push my small channel in the algorithm. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.